A crack is widening in one of America's closest alliances. Canada is now rethinking a cornerstone US weapons deal. And trade tensions with Washington are driving the shift. Canada is re-evaluating its planned purchase of US-made F-35 fighter jets as trade tensions with Washington spill into the defense relationship between the two longtime allies. Ottawa has already committed to buying at least 16 F-35A Lightning II jets, with plans to acquire 72 more. But Prime Minister Mark Carney is now weighing whether to look elsewhere. Rising costs, delivery delays, domestic political pressure, and an increasingly strained relationship with President Donald Trump are forcing Canada to reconsider one of its biggest military investments. The deal to purchase 88 F-35s was signed in 2022, but costs have ballooned by more than $27 billion, with timelines slipping further into the future. Former Canadian National Security Advisor Vincent Rigby says the rhetoric coming from Washington has triggered a serious rethink in Ottawa. Canada and the United States still defend North America together, but officials say recent US actions are placing Canada in an increasingly difficult position. As a result, policymakers are openly discussing diversifying defense suppliers. Looking beyond the United States to Europe and the Indo-Pacific, including countries like Sweden and South Korea. Rigby called the shift a major departure from decades of defense policy. Tensions escalated further last month after the US ambassador to Canada suggested that rejecting the F-35 could force changes to NORAD operations. He warned that Washington might need to fly US warplanes into Canadian airspace more frequently. The US State Department later walked back those remarks, saying they were taken out of context. Still, the comments sparked backlash in Canada, with former officials calling them political pressure tactics aimed at forcing Ottawa's hand. Meanwhile, Canada is considering Sweden's Saab Gripen fighter jet as a possible alternative to replace its aging F-18 fleet. Critics argue sticking with the F-35 would leave Canada too dependent on US oversight, since Washington retains control over upgrades and sustainment. Public opinion appears to support diversification. A recent poll shows 72% of Canadians favor either a mixed fleet or switching to the Swedish-built Gripen. Prime Minister Carney has pledged to double Canada's defense spending by the end of the decade, while rapidly diversifying military partnerships abroad. As trade disputes deepen, Canada's fighter jet decision may redefine the future of North American defense cooperation. Earlier, the United States said it could alter the decades-old NORAD agreement with Canada if Ottawa backs away from buying American-made F-35 fighter jets. US Ambassador to Canada, Pete Hoekstra, warned that purchasing fewer than the planned 88 F-35s would create security gaps. He said the United States would then fill those gaps, potentially flying more American fighter jets into Canadian airspace. Under current NORAD rules, the two allies already operate in each other's airspace to intercept threats. Saab has offered to manufacture the jets in Canada, promising over 12,000 jobs. Industry Minister Melanie Joly says Canada wants defense projects that protect sovereignty and create jobs at home, but Washington is pushing back.
India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That is often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore. If you individually take out Tariff.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.